officers cited 2 drivers for marijuana possession and charged 1 underage individual with illegal firearm possession. Tennessee Highway Patrol Lieutenant Sean Boyd emphasized the checkpoint's purpose to remove impaired drivers from the road and remind the public of the dangers of driving under the influence. Meanwhile, Smyrna faced major water disruptions on Thursday after a series of main breaks left residents and businesses without service. Smyrna Public Information Officer Heather Kent reported the first leak occurred early in the morning on G Street, causing immediate outages. Later, a significant 12-inch main break on Weekly Lane affected the county clerk's office, the National Guard facility, and the county convenience center. Additional breaks impacted neighborhoods like Delwood Drive, Fort Court, and Laurel Hill Drive. Smyrna utility crews worked through the day to restore service, achieving full restoration by evening. Officials praised residents for their patience, highlighting the crew's swift and effective response to the widespread infrastructure changes. That's all for now. For more local news in a quick yet digestible format, be sure to check out the Rutherford Roundup podcast on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, and our website. I'm Dalton Barrett for News Radio WGNS, and I'll talk to you later.
The Good Neighbor Network, on air and online at wgnsradio.com. Rutherford County's most trusted source for local news.
This is Primetime Sports, WGNS, Murfreesboro, Smyrna, 1019, 100.5, AM 1450, WGNSsports.com, Big GTV, streaming video, and always at the game. The game. It's where you've had breakfast with the coaches for decades. It's the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coach's Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's. We'll sit down with the coaches to talk about their most recent games and the matchups ahead. Now from WGNS and Big GTV, it's the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coach's Corner.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome in to another Saturday morning in Rutherford County. Happy you have joined us here on this December 20th. Santa Claus is warming up the sleigh, and we're just warming up with high school basketball. We've got boys basketball week this week before our Christmas break. We'll take a couple of weeks and then jump right back into it. Well, I guess it would be the second Saturday in January, since the first falls on a Thursday. So a couple of weeks, and then we'll be right back at it. And, of course, basketball continues over the holidays. We'll, again, talk to all the boys' coaches about that here this morning. I do want to give you some scores on the Jennings & Ayers Funeral Home scoreboard from yesterday. I'm going to give you girls first here. Providence Christian 49, Oakton, Virginia 33. It was MTCS beating BGA 76-35. They're 7-1, those MTCS girls. Siegel 47, Gallatin 39, as the Lady Stars improved to 5-7 on the season. Eagleville falls to Richland 66-40 last night. And those are the girls' scores that we have for you on the Jennings & Ayers Funeral Home scoreboard. Now to the boys' side of things, and it was Middle Tennessee Christian School falling to BGA 71-48 last night. Blackman 54, Columbia 38. The Blaze off to a 6-3 start. Brentwood down Laverne 82-38. Brentwood 10-1. One of those teams we'll have to reckon with in region or sectional play. Eagleville boys continue. They're undefeated 69-34 over Richland. Last night it was Franklin 66, Stewart's Creek 50. Franklin, another one of those sectional teams we'll have to deal with. They're 7-1. It was Brentwood Academy 74, Oakland 42, Independence 70, Riverdale 38, and it was Siegel getting a 78-38 victory over Franklin County to improve to 5-5. So those were the boys' scores from last night. There's been it was a busy week. If you printed the page like I did, just to make sure I had everything, this morning just to get the local Rutherford County scores at wgnsradio.com/scoreboard. It would take you 4 sheets to print all of that off. So a lot of basketball scores there. And each week that page refreshes, so you'll have new scores and you'll kind of see the schedule for the week that is to come. Our schedule for this morning on the show will have a little different flair this morning, okay? So up first, of course, Riverdale, Smyrna, and Blackman. John Dinkins will take care of those duties between 9 and 9:45 this morning. And then Danny Brewer will take over for Laverne, Oakland, Stewart's Creek, and Rockvale between 9:45 and 10:45. Then I'm usually the wrap-up guy, but this morning we'll have I'll have Siegel, Eagleville, then MTCS Cougar Corner at 11:15. And after Cougar Corner, around 11:45 or so, we'll have a special Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coach's Corner interview with Oakland football coach Kevin Creasy that will air this morning as we get a wrap-up on the football season that ended and culminated in another Oakland State title, the 9th for the school in school history. So that is our order of coaches again this morning, and we're about to ready to kick it off here. John will be up next, and we'll get underway here. It's the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coaches Corner on WGNS Murfreesboro, Smyrna, and live on the cams this morning on Big G TV. Check us out.
Craig, whether it's a cough, a fever, or something you can't quite name, MMC Now makes care easy. Walk right in, get seen quickly, and your visit connects directly to your MMC doctor. Care you trust, with providers you know, with digital check-in and multiple locations around town. MMC Now is here when you need us.
Murfreesboro Medical Clinic.
At Dr. Automotive in Smyrna, we're committed to providing local car owners with top-notch auto repair services. With over 2 decades of experience, our ASC certified master technicians are experts in both foreign and domestic vehicles, ensuring accurate diagnosis and timely, cost-effective repairs. From oil changes to major engine and transmission repairs, we've got the cure for your car. Dr. Automotive, keeping your car running smoothly, mile after mile. Visit our website, smyrnaautorepair.com.
In Rutherford County, we need a sheriff who leads from the front, not from behind the desk. That's Kenneth Barrett, out on calls, side by side with deputies, tackling the tough stuff every shift. He's the working man's leader, supervising with sharp eyes, serving with steady hands, keeping our families safe. Born here, raised here, he's ready to protect here.
I'm Kenneth Barrett, running for Rutherford County Sheriff, and I would appreciate your vote.
Paid for by Kenneth Barrett for Sheriff, Treasurer Jan Stewart.
It's the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coach's Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's on 101.9, 100.5, 1450, wgnssports.com and Big G TV.
And this portion of the Coaches Show brought to you by the law offices of John Day. They've helped thousands of people get the legal help they need when they've needed it the most. If you've been injured, call the law offices of John Day. John Dinkins in the house here with Coach Michael Voss, the head coach of the Riverdale Warriors. And, Coach, it is the Christmas segment, or the pre-Christmas is over. Ready for now the Christmas holidays and some big tournaments coming up for a lot of people.
Yeah, I know. This is the time of year where you kind of, you know, it's your last little run before you get to your district play and region play. And so we're hosting, obviously, our big Christmas classic this week. We played yesterday and got 7 games today, and then we're going to take about a week and a half off, I guess it is, because the calendar is just weird this year.
Yeah.
And then we're going to Westview after Christmas, which was a change from what we originally had planned, but what we were going to be in kind of fell through, so we're going to Westview in West Tennessee, and we'll play Peabody and Martin Westview out there, and then that'll be kind of our last warm-ups going into district play.
And so district's a little different this year, different team. Some teams are the same, but you've lost a few, and that could be good or bad, I guess, with the way it's lined up. But I guess really it's just about anybody's district to get.
It is. When they came out with, when the TLSAA came out with the new pairings, like you look at it and I mean, to me, maybe it's the number of classes we have, I don't know, but it's definitely different. Blackman, who is 2 miles, 3 miles down the road, is not in our district anymore. They head north. So you've got us, Rockville, Siegel, and Oakland as the 4-district team, and then the rest of our region consists of Blackman, Smyrna, Blackman, Smyrna, Stewart's Creek, and Laverne.
It's crazy when you look at it too, Michael. With it takes longer for you to get to Oakland than it does to get to Blackman.
It does. And if it's a bad traffic day, we can get to Stewart's Creek and Smyrna quicker than we get to Oakland and Siegel sometimes. Like and I'm not saying it does make sense with how they're divided, I guess, if you're wanting to just split us into four teams. But at the end of the day, now you've got us all. We're going to all play each other at least once during the regular season. A couple of us are played twice, and then you look, and now we're matched up with Williamson County in the sub-state, which they did the same thing to Williamson County. They divided their 8 teams up into 2 4-district teams. With one of them does have 5 because Columbia Central they just threw into that group. And so it makes it's going to make it really interesting for sub-state games, because in the last, there's been times over the last 4 or 5 years or 10 to 15, I guess, where you've looked up and, we had some great games when I was at Blackman with Brentwood in the state tournament, whether it was the first round or in the semis. Like we had a couple of really, really good games, and now you're talking about that's going to be a sub-state game.
Right.
And so it is going to be different. We're used to traveling. When we went to the state tournament back in 2018, we had to go down to East Hamilton and play down in the Chattanooga area for our sub-state game. Now you're driving 40 minutes at the most down the road to play a sub-state game. So it's definitely going to be different. It'll be interesting to see how it shakes out. What the TLSAA is guaranteed is they're guaranteed 2 teams from either some combination of Rutherford County, Williamson County. The 2 of us are going to get there no matter what. And so we'll just see how this goes for the next couple of years and go from there.
Is that some of the reason why I see so many Williamson County teams on everybody's schedule, or a lot of them?
Maybe they're convenient to play. It's a very well coached league. They have really good players. Like you look at, you come over to our place today, you're going to be able to see Oakland, Stewart's Creek, Brentwood, Centennial, Ravenwood. Independence came last night and played us. They're not playing in our place today. I feel like I'm leaving somebody out that's at our place today, but we have a bunch of these local teams here, and it's kind of a chance to see a little bit of a preview of some of the basketball to come. And there's some really good teams. When you look, Ravenwood played Bearden last night. Ravenwood is very good. Independence is really good. Brentwood, to me, has got one of the best players in the state in the Cochran kid. And then you look at our district, like we were talking about out in the lobby, like some of us are still kind of figuring some things out.
Right.
But when it's all said and done, at the end of the day, like we're all going to be really competitive with each other, and we're the whole point is to have a chance to be good in February, and that's what every single one of our goals is. But it's why we played all those teams, because we want to play tough schedules to kind of test ourselves, because we know what we're going to have to face when one of us makes that sub-state game.
Well, you definitely played a tough schedule. And I want to talk a little bit before we talk about some individual players as we start, because this is our first time to talk. It's kind of a I kind of look at it as a preseason interview, but from what I can tell, scoring has been a problem for the Warriors. The defense is good. I mean, there's athleticism there, but they've just not been able to consistently put the ball in the basket.
Our biggest problem in some of our games has been, like last night, Independence came out and made some shots really early, and then what we tried to do offensively, we get frustrated and we try to force some things. And our three best offensive games was Lawrence County, Lead Academy, and Station Camp. We were actually good offensively. We got whipped on the glass a little bit there, but we were good offensively. We graded out at our highest shot grades of the year in those 3 games, and it's the 3 games we shot the best in. And it's no secret. Like, one of the things we have done is we've struggled to score. We've struggled a little bit through contact when we've gotten down into the paint. But when we have actually kind of done some of the things that we talk about doing and our coach to do, like, we had a lot of success against Lead, who was an athletic team. But we drove the ball as soon as we caught it instead of holding it. It was the best offensive game we played all year. We got a bunch of great drawing kicks out of it. Those drawing kicks went in for us instead of just kind of settling. And so when we don't settle and we don't try to force things, we can score a little bit. But some of those bad shots have led to transition points for other teams, because you take a bad shot, it doesn't give you a chance to get established, and we've got a habit sometimes, like everybody kind of lets down a little bit when something gets a little tough for us, and that's where we've talked about last night. Like, we got to mature a little bit. We've got to be tougher, as far as we know not everything's going to go perfect in this sport. Not everything goes great, and we've got to start being able to bow up a little bit and be a little bit tougher. And if we'll be that, we're going to be fine. We proved that we can be that. Lead Academy, that game, like, we were very, very good offensively, and it was one of those where, like, Station Camp and Lead, we didn't really force anything. We just kind of let the ball come back to us, and it led to great scoring opportunities for us. And that's where we've got to, we've got to look at what we do well and what has worked for us in the past, and kind of let that be us. And if we'll do that, we'll be fine. Because when we get set defensively, I trust my guys for the most part to guard. Obviously, everybody gets beat every once in a while in a one-on-one situation. Like, that's part of the game. You guard long enough. We had a possession. I think it was against Station Camp. We guarded for a minute, and we guarded well. Well, after a minute, you guard well. Something still breaks down every once in a while, and that was just a case of Station Camp had a little bit better offensive possession than we had defense. But for that minute, we were good, and they just finally found the seam and the weakness. And that's what we've been trying to talk to our guys about, is we can be this too if we'll just be a little bit patient with it.
Yeah, and I guess too, getting off to good starts and that kind of thing, it kind of alters the game, But if you're scoring, like you're saying, the transition game goes away. I mean, them beating you back to the, it's just so many things. Is that consistency? Is that kind of what you're looking for, really? I mean, that just a mindset, maybe. It's a mindset of consistency, about trying to be tough enough to be consistent in those situations, and it's hard. When you sit there and look at what basketball, I've been coaching basketball for 30 years now at different levels, and the game has changed so much in the 30 years. And I can remember, when I first got in, even Coach Meyer, when I was at Lipscomb, was talking about how different the game was from 15 years before that. And you're like, the game's not really different. Well, the game does change. It evolves over time. You look at any sport, it does. And so one of the things that guys see all the time is, when you look, like, everybody sees the highlight plays, and you watch an NBA game and you watch a college game, there's not a ton of ball movement. Right.
And that's what guys see, and everybody thinks, a lot of times what guys think is the solution to problems is set a ball screen and use a ball screen, or everybody does individual skills, and it's great. It makes you better, but at the same time, like, how do you play in that team environment? And that's where, when we play in that team environment, I'm telling you, Lead Academy was the best game that we played all year long, and it is just simply because we moved the ball and we gave ourselves opportunities to be good. And guys just don't. It's just not what guys see these days, and that's where the game has evolved and changed a little bit, and it's something that you keep trying to teach and grow, and that's what we're going to continue to grow with over the break.
Michael Voss is our guest. I can't believe where the time has gone. I mean, that was see, I told you, you're just awesome on interviews. But
I appreciate you.
Tell us in just about a minute, if you can, some players that you're looking forward to have some good years this year.
So our biggest group, we got 3 seniors. When it comes to our group, Wayman West is a 3-year starter, has been here since his sophomore year. Braylon Burns is a 2-year starter. He came from football, so he always gets here late, and he plays himself into shape. And Braylon has played well coming into he's played the best basketball I've seen him play since he's been at Riverdale here in the last couple of weeks. He's gotten better every day. He's finishing better, and he's competing. And Braylon has been a big addition to us. And then Malachi Benford, who is a guy that we kind of kept last year, that has been that has been put into a little bit of a role due to some of the injuries that we've had. Those are our 3 seniors. And then when you look at our junior class, it's our biggest class by far. You've got Dawson Woodfine, who started at the point for us pretty much every game last year, I think, and has started. He had a little bit of an injury issue the other night. We held him out Tuesday, and then he didn't start last night, but he basically played starter minutes last night. Has started at the point for us almost every game. Ryan and Evan Wilkerson, who are the 2 twins that have been really, really good for our program. MJ Tolliver has come in off of the bench. Trey White has come in off of the bench and done some good things, and his twin brother Titus. That's the majority of guys, I think, that have been getting the bulk of the minutes for us. You look, we lost Will Knight and we lost Hudson Fuqua. Those guys are 2 guys that started a bunch of games for us last year and were projected to start for us this year. They had season-ending injuries before we even got to the season. Hudson had hurt his shoulder in football, and Will just unfortunately had a knee injury in the preseason conditioning. So we're kind of plugging away with what we've got. We had some guys that kind of get put into some roles they weren't really expecting going into it, but again, that's part of growing up and learning. Like, we got to be better in those roles, and we're going to continue to improve in them.
You've always been kind of known to playing a lot of guys, and then I'll finish up with this. Riverdale always seems to gel and get better, and you're really a tough opponent when it comes district tournament time, and I guess that's what you're building for.
Well, it is what we're building for. You look last year, we were winless at this point last year going into Christmas, and we had played, again, a tough schedule like what we played now. But the injuries at the high school level sometimes are hard to overcome, especially when they happen as late as what they happen. You don't have time to kind of prepare for them. So we've got guys that have gotten better every day, and that's the goal. Is we're going to be we're going to be good in February and March, and that's the goal every year. And whatever happens now, it's all about growing to be better at that point.
Got some good teams coming out there today. People can come out and watch all day long.
We do. We start at 10 o'clock. That's what I got to get out of here and get back over for the first game meeting here in just a little bit.
And I still kept him over. Oh,
it's
well.
Okay.
That's Michael. Good to see you, and we'll talk to you after Christmas.
Thanks,
and good
John.
luck.
Appreciate it.
That's Michael Voss, head coach of the Riverdale Warriors. This program brought to you by SRM Concrete, the largest ready-mix producer in the country, yet still family-owned and operated, locally grown, nationally known. SRM delivers unmatched quality and service. SRM Concrete, you call, we haul.
Yeah, I'll be right there.
It takes all of us to power a community, both in plain sight and behind the scenes. Middle Tennessee Electric, bringing good energy.
If you need concrete work done, who would I call? Dan Franz Concrete. Here's why. He's local. He attended Walter Hill Elementary, Oakland, and MTSU. He served our community as a school resource officer for 9 years, and he's involved in the community.
This is Dan with Dan France Concrete, wishing all Rutherford County student athletes a great season. Study hard, play harder, and be safe.
Dan France Concrete is a licensed and insured residential and commercial concrete construction contractor serving Middle Tennessee. Check out danfranceconcrete.com online to see some of their work.
Every holiday season, Middle Tennessee comes alive. From small-town parades to tree lightings in our local squares, our communities shine with laughter, music, and the spirit of the season. MTE is proud to help light those moments, supporting the traditions that bring neighbors together. Because around here, it means more than electricity. It's the energy our communities share. Middle Tennessee Electric, bringing good energy.
Looking for the best Blue Raider gear in town? Raider Tees has you covered. From stylish apparel and hats to unique MT-themed gifts and accessories, we've got everything a true Blue Raider fan needs. Whether you're headed to the game, shopping for a fellow fan, or just want to show off your Middle Tennessee pride, Raider Tees is the go-to spot. Stop by 111 East MTCS Road, right across from MTCS, and check out our unbeatable selection. Raider Tees, bigger, better, and go blue.
Pizza. Murfreesboro's favorite pizza is now hiring at all 3 local locations. That's right. We want you to join the Sir Pizza team. Stop in at our East Main, Veterans Parkway, or Memorial Boulevard locations and let us know how you'd like to join the Sir Pizza family. Also, we've made it even easier to order for carryout or delivery. Just head on over to sirpizzatn.com.
Sir Pizza, you made me love pizza again.
Rely on the experienced professionals at Prentice Allsup Heating and Air.
Whether it's the blazing heat of summer or the bitter cold of winter, let the Rheem Pro professionals at Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Conditioning on West College Street keep your home or business comfortable year-round. We service all major brands and in most cases offer same-day service. Call us today at 615-890-1311. Prentice Allsup Heating and Air, your Rheem Pro partner heating and cooling contractor on West College Street, just under the Thompson Lane overpass.
It's the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coach's Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's on 101.9, 100.5, 1450, wgnssports.com and Big G TV.
And this portion of the show brought to you by JHA Company, Josh Houston and Associates. They deal with jewelry, letter jackets, yearbooks, graduation products, and more. Online at jhacompany.com. John Ding is back with you here for the second installment with the Smyrna Bulldogs head coach Omar Smith. And Omar, you've gotten off to a pretty good start. I know the record probably not what you want, but 5-4 at this point. But you've had some really good games, and I guess y'all are improving as we go and see what the year's going to be. But I know you've. I know you've had a game, and I'm going to talk about this game because it just blows me away. 95-88, is that right, against Rockvale?
89, yep.
I would have loved to have been there for that game. That must have been an exciting game, really.
It was. I think I told the guys that that's probably the first game I've coached at this level where we lost, and I got pats on the back after the game.
Yeah.
I think everybody really enjoyed the game. I happened to run into Mr. Luker, Rockvale's principal, after the game, and he commended us on how well we played and talked about the game. And I was like, well, I'm sure everybody in the stands enjoyed it more than I did. But part of it, you do want to give people a show and have people give them something they're excited about. So I think that looking at it in those aspects, people kind of took notice of what we did, and I think people kind of started to pay attention to us a little more.
Well, you have gotten to a pretty good start. I think 5-4 or something like that, and I know you probably feel pretty good, really, where you are right at this point, and you're scoring some points.
Yeah, I do. You know, when I made the schedule, one of the things I told one of my assistants, I said, if you look at our first 10 games, like, there's a possibility that we could have a really bad record.
Right.
Because, you know, we started the season with Centennial. Of course, when we scheduled that game, they look like a totally different team than what they are. Brentwood, of course, everybody knows how good they are.
Yeah.
Nolensville and Ravenwood. So we knew, and you think about the Lead Academy, who was a sub-state team last year, Hume Fogg, who was a state tournament team. So we made the schedule knowing that it would be tough. And so, honestly, considering those teams, I'm pleased with where we are. I think we let two of those get away that we probably should have won. But, you know, at this point in the season, it's about growing and learning. So we've learned a lot from those losses. So I think it's been a good thing.
You guys have always been athletic. I mean, just really athletic. But consistency's kind of been a little bit of an issue in a few of those years. But I know you're probably looking forward. You've got some guys coming back. Tell us a little bit about some of the guys you got.
Well, we brought back Jan Kinzer, who was an all-district, all-area player, senior, 3-year starter. He's averaging 26 a game right now. We bring back Caden Matthews, a 6'6", 6'7", perimeter player. He's averaging 20 a game right now. And then we bring back a few more seniors, Brody Webb, Javion Buchanan, Corey Daniel, who've all played. And then, of course, we got AJ Wright, who transferred in from Laverne, another big 6'7" kid who stepped right in and helped us out. Of course, he's got a lot of experience, you know, playing in the state tournament, playing in the sub-state. So, you know, that senior class brings back a lot of experience, and we're excited about what they're going to do this year.
I think that's a big key, isn't it? I mean, when you talk about being consistent and having that senior leadership, and that hasn't always been the case at Smyrna, where you've had enough seniors that, you know, coming out at the same time, playing together for that long. That's kind of a good problem, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you think about last year, we graduated 6 seniors, and out of that senior class, only 2 of them had any experience coming into their senior year.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, even though we, on paper, looked really old last year, we were very young and inexperienced. So
right.
It makes a difference with these guys who've all been playing. So that's a huge difference.
The Lead Academy, you had a win with them, and 71-53. If you guys score, you guys are going to do pretty well, don't you? I mean, it's a lot of that, but the defense is really important too.
Absolutely. We've taught our guys that the scoring has not been a problem since I've been at Smyrna. I think we've been top 2 or 3 in the region every year in scoring. So we've taught them we've got to get better defensively, and that's been our focus. You know, I would say over the last week or so, we haven't even worked on offense. We just worked on defensive principles, rules, things of that nature. Being able to adjust and, you know, not giving up straight line drives to the basket, rebounding the ball better. That's been our focus over the last week and a half. So, defense is really big, and it's very important.
Had a big game against Hume Fogg. That was a close one, 59-57. But when you're talking about preseason, Omar, that's big to pull off a close game like that. That is part of that, you know, down the trenches, down the stretch. How, you know, a lot of teams have trouble closing games, and that's good to win a close one in what I call kind of the preseason, a little area before Christmas.
Absolutely. That was one of those games where we actually went into the fourth quarter of that game where we were up 13 points. And so I told them, you know, after the game I was not happy the way we finished the game. And my wife had to talk me off the ledge. She said, "Didn't you tell me they were a state tournament team last year?" And I was like, "Yeah, they were." But just, you know, kind of getting to that point where we understand, yes, we're learning how to bury teams when we have that opportunity. And, you know, yes, they are a good team. And I think their record doesn't show it right now, but I think we're going to look up and Hume Fogg will be in the mix again in that class. So it really turns out when you think about it, it was a good win and a good way to finish. It's just not quite how I wanted to, but we'll take that W every day.
I know the district is a little different this year, and Blackman comes in there, and you've got Laverne, of course, and but the preparation is not any different, though, is it? I mean, it really doesn't matter, does it?
Absolutely not. It's the same. We get film on everybody. We get their stats posted, and, you know, we get detailed scout reports every game, and so that's the thing that we're really harping on with the guys, being prepared, because, you know, every night we know, you know, these same teams are going to prepare for us. They're going to know everything that we do, understanding tendencies. And so even with the new district, outside of Blackman, we're familiar with Stewart's Creek. We're familiar with Laverne, even though they have a new coach. We hadn't played Blackman since my first year at Smyrna, so this is a little bit of adjustment, kind of getting back to playing them and understanding what they're going to do. But, anybody that's in this area, what Blackman does and how they operate. So it won't be a huge adjustment.
I know she said you know how they operate because you've known Coach Wordman for a long time. You may not have played him, but I know you've seen him a few times. Yeah, there's a lot of excitement at Smyrna. Lonnie's got the girls playing well. It's really great to see, and all the improvements they've made in the gym, that kind of thing. It's a tough place to come and visit if you're going to go down and play Smyrna in those gymnasiums.
Oh, absolutely. And we've got, our student section starting to grow. And you look at our gym, our student section's right there in that corner. And so players are having to deal with them because they're loud. They're
right on top of you.
And they are. And so that's an adjustment for kids to have to deal with that. So I think that is a little bit of a home court advantage that we have that a lot of schools don't have.
We're talking to Omar Smith, head coach of the Smyrna Bulldogs, and off to a good start. Let's talk about the schedule you've got coming up around Christmas through the holidays, and then we get it gets for real with district play in January.
Oh, absolutely. So we're, right now we're up in Kentucky at Whitley County High School. We're about to play a team out of Nevada here in about 45 minutes. We got 2 Kentucky schools tomorrow and Monday. We come back after break. We got Wilson Central. Then we jump right into district play with Blackman. So it's here. It's time. So guys better buckle up and be ready to go.
Yeah. Anything you see that you think you need to improve on before I let you go here? Anything you see that you'd like to work on with the last few games you got before district?
I think the biggest thing, like you mentioned earlier, was the defense. I've told the guys, I said, we can score a lot of points. I want to see us at some point, play a game where we only score about 50 points and still get a win. And so that's kind of, obviously I still want to score 60, 70 points, but I want to be able to get in one of those games where we know the shots aren't falling and things like that, but we're going to sit down the guard and, having the guys understand if I'm not scoring, which is fine, but you're not going to score either, and just kind of beating people on that end of the floor.
Omar, it's always great talking to you. One final question. How's your lovely wife doing, and has she calmed down and ready for Christmas?
She's doing well. I think she has finally finished up all the Christmas shopping. I think the biggest thing now is getting her off the internet and planning cruises and all these trips that we go on all the time.
And you can't stop it because you're not there. You're not home enough, are you?
Right.
You tell her. Well, of course, she comes to all your games, doesn't she? I mean, she's a big supporter, so you don't have to worry about making her a widow during that time. So anyway, well, have a good Christmas, and we'll talk to you soon, and we'll talk to you after January. And good luck today.
You have a good Christmas, and thank you so much.
All right. That's Omar Smith, the head coach of the Smyrna Bulldogs. This portion of the Coach's Show brought to you by Rick Hall with Rayburn Insurance Agency in Smyrna. Give Rick a call for auto, home, business, and life insurance needs. Find out more online at rayburn.net. Coming up, Barry Wordman, Blackman Blaze.
Every holiday season, MTE joins in the fun, supporting and taking part.
I've been helping people from Murfreesboro for over 30 years and spent a lot of time there over the years.
We love Murfreesboro. We have lots of friends down there. We've partnered with Middle Tennessee State.
And we found more and more people asking for our services, and at some point it just made sense to open up an office there for the convenience of the citizens of the community and the surrounding areas.
We wanted to actually physically be present there and not just...
Need blueprints fast? Franklin's Printworks delivers high-quality prints with a speedy turnaround.
It is the quick turnaround, and it's the fact that we can provide them locally. There are places you can get them on the internet, and then they would have to be shipped to you, and you got to pay shipping and wait it several days. With us, you can have them in your hands the same day that you order them.
Jeff Carlton at Franklin's Printworks.
They require somebody that knows what they're doing and has the capabilities to produce them.
Speed and reliability in every print. That's Franklin's Printworks.
Winners Trophies can help you with customized awards for any occasion. Owner Kelly Hockenberry continues to provide awards for sports teams, churches, recognition awards, and more. Call Winners Trophies at 904-6002. That's That's 904-6002 for the best in quality, service, and pricing. You can also email Kelly, winnerstrophy@comcast.net. That's winnerstrophy@comcast.net. Any award for any occasion. Winners Trophies, 904-6002.
We're talking with Anne-Marie Brents at Rick's Barbecue, carrying on the Lanning family tradition.
I'm passionate about it, and I have a lot of my dad in me, so I know that I have the same energy and mindset that he does.
It's the best barbecue you'll eat, the smoked chicken out of this world, and those loaded baked potatoes.
That's the biggest potato you can get. They're right at 2 pounds. People ask us that all the time. They're like, where do y'all get those potatoes from?
A quick meal feeding the whole family or catering, they can do it all at Rick's Barbecue, 212 Warrior Drive.
Your home, your auto. Together, they're where life happens. I'm State Farm Agent Andy Womack. It's smart to protect them together, to help life go right. Give me a call at 615-890-0850 and let me help you save by combining your home and auto.
Every team knows which play can be the winning move. I'm State Farm Agent Alex Williams, here to help life go right by combining your home and auto insurance. Call me today at 615-898-1150. It's a winning move that saves you time and money.
It's the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coach's Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's on 1019 100.5, 1450 WGNSsports.com and Big G TV.
And this portion, let me change my voice, maybe we'll get it better. This portion of the Coach's Show is brought to you by Edward Jones Financial Advisor Lee Colvin, who will work with you to develop a complete, tailored strategy to help you achieve your financial goals. That's Edward Jones Financial Advisor Lee Colvin. Joining me on the show today is Barry Wertman, the head coach of the Blackman Blaze. And Barry, as always, it's good to see you. It seems like it comes around quicker and quicker every year, I guess, in terms of the basketball show. But I'm excited about the Blackman Blaze. I know you have played a monster schedule, and it seems like everybody in Rutherford County is playing a lot of. But if you play Williamson County teams, there's some really good teams in that district.
Yeah, John, first of all, Merry Christmas. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're really excited about, to the casual fan, you feel like it's just right here on us, but we've been going at it in the preseason, and so our guys are excited about getting some games under their belt and trying to grow our team.
I guess I ask this to you every year, but what do you try to achieve during the pre-Christmas schedule? I know you want to win, of course, but combinations, working on something or consistency. Maybe the defense is lacking. You want to work on some of those things, or is it just a combination of everything?
Yeah, it's a great question. It varies from year to year in terms of your experience of your team and what you did in the off season and what you believe in coming in. But yeah, for us, it's really just trying to find our team a little bit. We've had 3 new kids come into our program. We've had Braden Flowers going from off the ball to maybe more of a true point guard this year, and so just trying to see where our team is, grow our team, find a combination that allows us to play with some consistency and continuity. And obviously, you're always trying to develop toughness, always trying to make sure your team is together and playing for each other and have purpose. And it's my job to give role definition to our team. So if you can collectively get all those things in the preseason, or in the early season, I should say, give yourself a better chance, I think, down the stretch to know your team and to play with purpose and give direction to your teams. That's what we're trying to do right now. And for the most part, I think we're growing in that regard.
I want to go back a little bit in history. For the last several years, you have been able to take graduation losses and still maintain that type of play that you want from your guys. But we could go back and name some of the guys that have played for you. I know that's got to mean about as much, and that they've turned out to be really fine human beings as well. That's probably more of a trophy for you than the actual trophies, really, isn't it?
It really is. Our alumni room is dedicated to our former players and what the blood, sweat, and tears that they've given to this program. And I'm just humble, appreciative, and thankful for all those guys. Mark Cooper just texted me. He's coming to the game today. Bryce Williams, who's assistant AD at Grambling, was at the game last night. Donovan Sims. And
they do come back, don't
they? They come back, and we got a great relationship. We just watched Jalen Page and a group at Fisk play Belmont, have 3 former players playing in that game. So, yeah, and the guys that are on the team right now are going to fall into that mode. We got 8 seniors that have really invested in our program, and those guys, I'm excited about what those guys will do coming back and the impact our guys made in the program. And during the course of the interview in the season, we'll be talking about the guys in this group because they'll be they've had a huge impact in the continued, just maintaining the program and trying to play to a standard. I'm so proud of the Team 26, this group of guys that have just worked extremely hard to keep the consistency of our program going.
You know, the amazing thing to me about Blackman basketball, it's always been a team. It's always been a team game. And I'm not trying to sing your praises here, but, I mean, I appreciate the style of play you guys have. Nobody overshoots. Nobody takes, nobody takes a bad shot. You still try to work the ball inside. Threes are great. You don't necessarily have to have threes. Is that a philosophy that you've just maintained over the years with these guys?
Well, we're always trying to, I think one of the responsibilities of a coach is develop toughness, develop chemistry, but also play to the strengths of your team. And so we've played so many different styles over the last 35, 36 years, And
it depends on personnel, too, doesn't it?
It's personnel driven to a T, and getting guys to understand their value and understand what they can and can't do. Like, for example, last night we got a group of guys that, we played through Big Cat. It was Jalen McDonald. We played through him. And he's just a consistent guy, but he allows other guys to be open and through double teams, and we play a little bit more inside out, a little more power basketball the last couple of years because of our personnel. But we're getting better offensively. We're averaging 61 points a game. We're averaging about a little over a point per possession. So analytically, that's really good. And we could, so I like where we are. Our field goal percentage is not where we want it to be, especially from 3, but we got good shooters. I like the shots we're getting both inside out of transition, what we call James Polite offense, rebounds, kick out. So we get a lot of nice opportunities to shoot the ball, which opens your inside game. But, yeah, back to your question, I think make sure the guys are playing with purpose. I'll give you an example. Dorian Lyles last night, he was 18, 9, and 4 steals, 18 points, 9 rebounds. He's a rebounding machine. Unbelievable. But he's never really understood that he's more of a straight line driver in terms of manipulating the ball and getting him to understand that he's a thruster and a driver and a one dribble attack guy, and he's getting at the game. So there's just an example of all the different things we want to do to get guys to play their strengths, hide their weaknesses. And when you do that, I think you're especially give yourself a chance to win those 8 or 10 really high level games that you're going to play against competition, especially when it gets in tournament play. So getting guys to understand that, trust it, believe in it, has been something that's been very important to our program. And I think for the most part, our guys have really bought into that and identified that that's how you play the game the right way.
I think you're 6-3, if I'm correct. The last 2, you've won 83-36 and 54-38. Keeping teams in the 30s has got to be a tremendous help, playing that defense and keeping them under. And then if you have a bad game offensively, defense never slumps. That's what I used to learn growing up. But defense never slumps.
Well, we're a good defensive team. We're not great. Statistically, analytically, we got a little bit of a ways to go. We have probably one of the challenging for this group is to keep the ball in front. So we really got to guard with 5. But I'm very pleased. We hang our hat on transition defense. I think if we do anything well as a program, that's what we've done. We stressed it. If you come to practice, it's a big part of what we do in every practice. Our guys know the importance of transition defense. So if you can get your defense set, obviously it makes it harder for the other team to score. And, so that's one thing. And then 2, like, for example, last night, our scouting report, Isaiah Phillips, our associate head coach, I mean, it was our guys got to scout in the game, the edit tape in the game. I thought we guarded the inline out of bounds and some zoom actions that they ran and some cross-screen actions extremely well. So I'm just proud that the transition defense and the ability to guard action and guard as 5 has allowed us to be to stay in games and be good, more I should say than stay in games, just to be consistent, be good, something we hang our hat on. And so, yeah, I do think we're in the process of being a good defensive team.
Well, of the 3 losses, I think one was to Lipscomb Academy and the other one's to Brentwood. That's nothing to be ashamed of for sure. And the one I think you played in out of state, right?
We did. We played a really good Hale County team, a kid going to Oklahoma. They get to play all over the Southeast. They're like 10-3, but just everybody they're playing is a big event. So our guy Jalen McDonald 21-11 in that game, and just sort of outplayed the kid that's going to Oklahoma. And I thought our entire team really played on the attack. It was a shot clock. We never had a shot clock violation. And really, I showed our guys, it's a really good point to our guys, that we play pretty fast. We just sort of ran our offense. And I think one time Braden Flowers made a big shot at the end of the shot clock. But for the most part, we either, like I've always said, you either shoot it or turn it over. So the shot clock is really more for tournament basketball or end of possession, to keep things from holding the ball at the high school level. So I like our pace. In the 3 games that we lost, especially the 2 against Brentwood and Lipscomb Academy, we were 0.65 and 0.7 in offensive efficiency. So we want to get that up to a point a game. So it's our ability to score against when we go up in weight class against high level competition, and that's something we'll continue to work on.
We're talking to Barry Wortman, the head coach of the Blackman Blaze, and I know the district schedule's coming up, and we got to get real serious now. But I wanted to talk, if I may, about you just a little bit. You've had a state championship. I mean, you've been through it all. I mean, you're kind of I don't want to hurt your feelings, but you're the dean of coaches now. But you're still a young man, Barry. But there seems to be. And I could be totally wrong, but it seems to be more of a piece about you in terms of being with the kids, being with the guys. It's not all about X's and O's anymore for you. Am I wrong in saying that? Or
well, I 6 years ago, I rededicated myself to Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Holy Spirit, I feel like is a big part of me. My tongue changed, my heart changed, and I'm a very competitive person, like most coaches. But I just feel like there's an inner peace, and better be able to. Still competitive, I think. Lord wants you to be competitive, but I'm at real peace and enjoy every bit of it, and just thankful that relationships with players and
I mean, you post pictures of kids that you've coached, and to me that's so admirable because a lot of times we get so wrapped up in wins and losses. It's just we don't have time to look at the bigger picture.
Well, this game's been so good to me. Everything I really have belongs to this great game and the round ball. So I'm just so humble, appreciative, and thankful for our players, current players, former players, our staff. I got the best staff in high school basketball, and they've
been with you a while too.
Yeah,
most of them.
I've got Gus Davenport was a Mr. Basketball from Cannon County, and Brandon Thomas, which makes me feel so good, is on our staff, and they're able to do so many things relationship-wise with our coach. And of course, Isaiah Phillips will take over at some point pretty soon as our associate head coach and take over, and then Kurt Bell. I mean, it's amazing staff, amazing group of players. I think the identity of our team. Keller Jackson just went up to Beach, and I don't know if I've had a kid play on the defensive end, offensive end, intensity and passion that he's played with, and it excites you that our guys feed off that. And I think it's a lot of part to our culture, and the culture is all the players you mentioned, our staff. And if they allow me to make mistakes out of mistakes of love, and I tell them that the trust they have in our program, I think allows us to play with a lot of passion, a lot of toughness, and I am awfully proud of the players have been in the program, and really proud of the current players on Team 26.
Well, before we are out of time. Let me ask you. I know you've got some games scheduled before Christmas and after Christmas. How do you maneuver that? Because you don't want to overplay them. You want to give them some rest during Christmas too, I would think.
We do, but I think great players love the game of basketball, and we'll play Webb today at 2:00. A really good, skilled Webb team. They're well coached. They run great schemes, so that'll be fun. So we'll have people come out at 2:00 to watch a good high school hoop game at Blackman High School, and then we'll come in Sunday at 2:00 like we always do, and do a lot of skill development, and then Monday we'll do some skill work, optional skill work with some guys, and we'll take 3 days off, and then we're right back at it on the 26th in the evening, and our guys love to play, so they love the fact we get ready for Father Ryan over the break. And so it's a great time to just focus on family and basketball and get better, and that's what we'll try to do over the break.
Well, always a pleasure, Barry, and I hope I didn't get too sensitive there, but I'll tell you what.
I appreciate you asking that. It's just where I'm trying to live out the rest of my life. So, no, I'm awfully proud of all the kids in this program.
I do miss the jumping up and down, though, you used to do. It was exciting.
Well, I'm passionate. I love this game, and as Rick Pitino says, you got to coach effort, and when the intensity brings passion. So I'm going to bring some of that I bring it to the practice floor. Come watch practice.
I'm going to do that. I'd love to see that. Sometimes we get there early enough to see toward the tail end. But I'd like to see the whole one. I can call you, make an appointment, right?
Absolutely.
All right. Barry Wortman, the head coach of Blackman Blaze. Big year coming up in his district, and this portion of the show brought to you by Lascassas Feed Supply, locally owned and operated by Coy and Jennifer Young, specializing in animal feeds, premium pet foods, farm supplies, and more. And coming up, Danny Brewer. He's up next.
It's Hey Rutherford County sports fans. From auto, home, renters, business insurance, and more, trust your local State Farm agents. Celeste Middleton, Ron Reeves, Emerson Williams, Alex Williams, Dana Womack, and Andy Womack. This powerful team lives here, works here, and are your neighbors. They're ready to help you manage everyday risk, recover from the unexpected, and realize your dreams. Contact Celeste, Ron, Emerson, Alex, Dana, or Andy for all of your insurance needs. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Genesee Orthopedic Alliance takes great pride in treating local athletes here in Rutherford County. Here's Dr. Russell McKissick with TOA.
We have a passion here for taking care of our athletes here in Rutherford County. We really do our best to take care of them.
Experts in joint, bones, and muscles.
Many years we've been taking care of athletes around here, and we've just picked up where Dr. John started, and we just keep going.
TOA has a playbook that gets you back in the game. To request an appointment, visit TOA.com or call 855-NEED-TOA. TOA, live your best life.
How about a fix for your sweet tooth? Donut Country is open 24 hours a day to cure your cravings. They've been serving up the freshest donuts in Murfreesboro since 1978. There's just something different about donuts from Donut Country. Bo and Cindy Davis and their wonderful staff will greet you with a smile, and you'll see all donuts aren't created equal. Fresh donuts anytime you want them 24/7 at Donut Country on Memorial down from Clark. And they're open each morning on Middle Tennessee Boulevard. Check out their Facebook page for specials and promotions. Nothing else compares to Donut Country. Open 24 hours.
Quick, convenient, efficient. 3 words that we all hope to experience when we do business. Our goal at JHA Company is to bring just that to an industry that's traditionally dictated to the customer when it's time to do business. Whether you're purchasing class pictures in a yearbook, class jewelry, a letter jacket, school spirit wear, or senior graduation products, we strive to make the experience quick, convenient, and efficient. Find out more at jhacompany.com. JHA, your one source for an unparalleled scholastic experience.
It's the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coach's Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's on 1019 100.5, 1450, wgnssports.com, and Big G TV.
The Coaches Show is brought to you by Prentice Allsup Heating and Air, family owned and operated since 1977. Get the best service with Prentice Allsup Heating and Air online at PrenticeAllsup.com. Danny Brewer here. Extremely pleased to be joined now by Laverne assistant basketball coach Jay Johnson, head coach Mike Greenwood. This is his first year there. He's not here. Mike's my boy. I know he's not feeling well, so we'll send some get well wishes out to Coach Greenwood. How about that, Coach Johnson? How are you this morning?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing, sir?
I'm good. Okay, so what I like to do, especially when it's a guy's first time on the show, is let's introduce our listening audience to Jay Johnson. Tell me a little bit about Jay Johnson. Where are you from, Coach?
I'm from Newport News, Virginia. I played college football at Middle Tennessee State. Played football and basketball my whole life, quarterback and point guard. Last year I was the head varsity basketball coach at River Christian Academy. It was a brand new private Christian school. And this year I coached quarterbacks at Laverne, and now I'm coaching basketball. I'm the head JV coach also, and assistant varsity basketball coach at Laverne too.
Well, very good. So it sounds like we've got a decorated past. You know, sometimes I ask folks, well, how'd you get to Middle Tennessee? And, of course, I've there's an old boy named Steve Willie. I said, man, how'd you get to Smyrna? He said, well, I took I-24. But I guess from what brought you to Middle Tennessee was Middle Tennessee State University.
Yes.
And you told me you played for Coach Andy Mack, right?
Yes,
Andy McCollum.
Coach Mack, yes.
So your time at Middle Tennessee State, I guess obviously that indoctrinated you to this area. Is that why, and you kind of liked, is that why you've stuck around here, or just opportunities? Tell me about it.
Yes. Being around Murfreesboro, when I first got here, there was really not too much going on in Murfreesboro. Now, as you see, it's expanded, it's big, it's a nice city going on. And I played down here in 2000, graduated 2003, had a daughter, so I stayed around for my, be a father and stuff. And then I just got acclimated with the city and got everything. So stayed around. It's a nice area to be around. A lot of opportunities here and stuff. I moved some of my family down here. I have brothers that live down here with me also. So that ended up staying basically because of my kids and then the area itself.
Okay, well, very good. So you started at Laverne because of football, right?
Yes.
So football. And then Coach Greenwood, I guess, meeting him, and he kind of encouraged you to help him with the basketball program.
Yes, because I was coaching. Like I said, I was at a private Christian school last year, but I came to Laverne for the head coach, Chris Johnson, to help him with the football team. And then I was like, well, since I'm already in this school and got a brand new coach, I introduced myself to Coach Greenwood, asked him did he need any assistance, and I told him what I do, my background in basketball, and he was like, we talked and had a conversation, and that's where it started.
Okay, so obviously you and Coach Greenwood share the same philosophy, and that's what I want to talk about first. The Laverne philosophy. Talk about the first year into a program. It can be a little bit a transitional type period.
Yes.
So talk to me about trying to transition the program and mold it the way you guys want it. What's the philosophy for Laverne basketball right now with you and Coach Greenwood?
Hard work, running fast, playing fast. The brand new right now, because like a lot of teams we're playing against, they probably been together had the whole summer or maybe a year. We've only like 5 weeks, 6 weeks maybe into this, so we're trying to instill hard work. Playing for your teammates, sharing the ball, communicating, giving everything you got on the court, stuff like that. Just being great teammates for each other, trying to learn the system, and also just encouraging each other and to take the bad. Since we have a young team also, so since take the bad that's going on and try to build on that, and just try to build it from the ground up to the top.
So it's just creating familiarity.
Yes.
I mean, with everybody, not only with coaches and teammates and players and all that kind of stuff.
Yes, it's brand new everywhere. Brand new coaching staff, and a lot of players are sophomores and a couple of juniors. We have 3 seniors, so the team is very young. So and we telling them now that whatever's going on now, the break is coming up, which is good for us. Because now we get to have a couple of weeks to install a lot of things that we need to do for this team for us to be better. And then the district is coming up. So right now everything, once the district start, everybody is at 0-0 and we go from there.
Right. So let's talk a little bit about what's happened so far. I know you've played a pretty good schedule.
Yes.
So talk about what's happened so far and kind of some of the things that's going on with Laverne basketball.
Right now, we played some great teams. Kirkwood, Brentwood. We had a tough loss to Ravenwood. Cookville was a tough loss. So we're trying to learn from our mistakes. We're in the game, and as a team, we're trying to teach the kids to take adversity and build on top of that. Don't let, if we have a lead or they get a lead and they make a run, because basketball is a game of runs, so we got to be able to withstand that and then build on top of that. And don't let a run take you down mentally, and then a run turns into a blowout. So that's what we're trying to get to.
Okay, so how many games did y'all play this past week?
Yes, we played. We had a game Monday night. We played Tuesday. Then JV, we had 2 games Wednesday. And yesterday we played at Riverdale against Brentwood, and today we have a game at 4 o'clock against Brentwood Academy. So we 4 games in 5-6 days maybe.
Right. Now you mentioned you're the JV head coach.
Yes.
Okay, so a lot of times programs people don't understand the importance of the JV program.
Oh, man,
but it's a building block, right?
Yes, because that's going to be the future. So my job is to develop the JV kids, the 9th graders and some of the 10th graders, and build their game up with their confidence and the system that we're trying to implement. So when they get to varsity, they'll be ready to just jump on in a smooth transition.
So let's talk about what you got coming up. You mentioned you played today. I guess it's a JV game today.
No, it's a varsity game.
Varsity
a Riverdale
game
tournament.
Okay, Riverdale tournament. Oh, well, that's good.
It's Brentwood Academy.
So you're playing locally in a tournament type atmosphere. Got to be good for your kids there, especially playing somebody like Brentwood Academy.
Yes, it's good exposure for them kids, so they can see competition and they could test themselves against the competition. So it'd be pretty good. Yesterday we lost to Brentwood. It was a close game in the beginning. Then a couple of runs here and there, we ended up losing, but hopefully we get a win today against Brentwood Academy.
Okay, so when you talk about going to a gym where there's a bunch of different people, a bunch of different teams, that's good too, isn't it?
Yes, it's good for the kids because, like I told them, when I played, I loved the crowd. I wanted to be packing somebody else's home. So when you beat them, you can hush the crowd and then leave with a victory. It feels better for your team.
Well, years ago, I interviewed a guy named Al McGuire. I don't know if you know who Al McGuire is. Al McGuire was the head coach of Marquette University when they won the national championship in 1977.
Oh, Al, yes, I know Al McGuire.
Yeah. So he's a lot more famous probably for his announcing.
Yes.
Because he was the NBC commentator. But anyway, Al McGuire told me, I was lucky enough to interview him one time. I said, Coach McGuire, what's the biggest thrill for you coaching? And I thought he would say something about, well, when we beat, Kentucky or what. He just said winning on the road. Winning on the road. He said going into somebody else's house and winning, that's been my biggest thrill.
Yes.
And so, obviously you agree with that.
Yes. Winning on the road because the crowd is against you. Everybody's against you. And so you come back, and then it's just you and your team. And it's everybody got to band together and try for one goal and try to get us a victory. Whether it's easy or rough, you got to stand with each other and hold each other accountable and have your teams back and try to get you a victory out of it.
Okay, so you play today against Brentwood Academy. After today, what do you got coming up after that? Do y'all take a little break? Or
Yes, we get a well-needed break. Because like I said, since we all brand new and only a couple of weeks at this, we get 2 weeks to just practice and get a whole lot of practice time and get these kids up to par with what we're trying to do and implement some more things. And so after this game, this break is going to be very big for us coming into, because the district starts after that. So this break is going to be real big, real helpful for us so we can get our kids where they need to be.
I know that what you're telling me, I know you understand this. Do your kids understand the importance of practice time?
Yes. One thing about our kids, they love to be in the gym. They always ask me, Coach, you opening the gym on Saturday? You going to open the gym? They always trying to be in the gym. But what we're trying to teach these kids is you have to treat practice like you would treat the game. So we can't just be in practice just going through the motions, going half speed on layups and stuff, because then when you get in the game and somebody's chasing you and you have to go 100%, then you might miss the layup because in practice you only been going 50%. So we're trying to teach them that practice, you have to give everything you got in practice. So when you get in the game, it could be the same thing because you practice just like you're going to play.
So exactly what I was going to ask you, a true or false question. True or false, you build yourself at practice, not during the games. That's when you make yourself.
Yes.
So when you think about this, as far as school won't be in session, any of that kind of stuff, do you think maybe that can help as far as focus goes? Because obviously I know y'all will be meeting, so you think that can help because they don't have to worry about exams or classes. Just let's think about basketball.
Yes, and then we can watch film. You watch film of the past games and see your mistakes, because instead of us, like, we try to watch film with the kids, because when we're telling them on the court during the game, they might not understand what we're saying. So then we get to watch film and show them. So now with these 2 weeks off, we get to watch film, break down things that they've been doing right and things they're doing wrong, and then we could build on everything. And it's just all about basketball now. They don't have to worry about going through, like you said, tests, school, teachers, or nothing. It's just strictly basketball for a couple weeks. So when January comes, we can hit the ground running.
The importance of film watching, because now in today's age, that's a big thing, because you can break down. Because before, years back, you could say, probably when you played, when you basketball, your coach say, well, man, against so-and-so, you didn't do this. But you just had to go off what he said. But now you can actually see it, right?
Yes, because now you have the huddle. So now they can go and watch the games the day after. And so when you come to practice, you can show them, listen, remember when I told you on the inbounds to set a solid screen? You told me you did. You see how you just walked around him and he got through? That's why we couldn't get the ball in bounds. Now you can show them everything. Maybe supposed to cut off the baseline. I told you close out and cut the baseline off. And then you look like I didn't know what I was saying. This is the play I was talking about. So, yes.
So what you're trying to do here essentially is create students of the game.
Yes, because I think I am a teacher of sports. Like, I train kids and everything. So for me, teaching the sport, anybody could just take you on the court, run a play, but can you teach a kid actually what basketball is about, the ins and outs, and how to play the game the correct way?
Yeah, exactly. No, 100%, because that's right. So a teacher of the sport. I love that. Okay, so Christmas time. It's here.
Yes.
What is on the Christmas list for you and Coach Greenwood? What would you love for your team to give you guys as coaches heading into the holidays and into the new year?
A Christmas gift, hard work, attention, and what I want to give these kids is some success and smiles. Get some victories so that I can see them smiling after the game and understand that the hard work they've been putting in is now paying off. So that's what this break and this Christmas is about. I want to give them some success and smiles so they can know, okay, all this work we've been putting in is finally paying off.
Well, Coach, you've made a positive first impression on me. I think that things are going in the right direction down there, Laverne. Coach Greenwood, I know he's the man down there.
Yes,
Get well soon, Coach.
Get well, Coach.
You know, yeah, that's right, because we need you. But if you want to see some good basketball, head down there to Laverne High School.
4 o'clock.
There you go, at Riverdale. That's right, Brentwood Academy. You got something for Brentwood Academy.
Yes.
Okay, Coach Jay Johnson, Laverne High School, appreciate your time. We certainly wish you the best of luck.
Yes, see you.
The Coaches Show is brought to you by Craig's Tax Service, specializing in personal and business tax preparation, financials, and bookkeeping services. Find out more at craigstaxservice.com.
In Rutherford County, we need a sheriff who leads from the front, not from behind the desk. That's Kenneth Barrett, out on calls, side by side with deputies, tackling the tough stuff every shift. He's the working man's leader, supervising with sharp eyes, serving with steady hands, keeping our families safe. Born here, raised here, he's ready to protect here.
I'm Kenneth Barrett, running for Rutherford County Sheriff, and I would appreciate your vote.
Paid for by Kenneth Barrett for Sheriff. Treasurer Jan Stewart.
Hello, this is Coy Young at Las Casas Feed Supply. We'd like to welcome you to our door.
Whether you have a quarter acre or several, Las Casas Feed Supply has premium feeds and dog foods you can't find in box stores.
Nutrition is our specialty here at Las Casas Feed.
Plus, every Saturday morning they have a local producer-only farmers market with fresh vegetables, beef, pork, and more.
Customer service and expertise that exceeds your expectations.
Family owned and operated by Coy and Jennifer Young, Las Casas Feed Supply on Barlow Lane, just off Highway 96 East in Las Casas.
Is your saving for retirement strategy involving the phrase, "I'll get around to it someday"? If so, we need to talk. Hi, I'm Edward Jones Financial Advisor Lee Colvin, and when it comes to meeting your goals, time can be on your side, and there's no better time than now to get started towards your retirement goals. Give us a call, Lee Colvin, at 615-907-7056. Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, member SIPC.
It's the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coach's Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's on 1019 100.5, 1450 WGNSsports.com and Big G TV.
The Coaches Show is brought to you by Sir Pizza, whose 3 Murfreesboro locations offer a huge selection of mouthwatering pizzas, sandwiches, pastas, and wings. Order your favorite pizza online at sirpizzatn.com. Danny Brewer here, back with the head basketball coach at Oakland High School, Tony Rutland. Coach Rutland, how are you this morning?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Quite well, sir. Quite well. You know, I mean, we got to think about it all in perspective. Holidays are coming up.
Yep.
We got some sunshine out there. It's not 20 degrees right now,
No.
so that's good. So what I like to do on the first show of the year is kind of introduce a little people to Tony Rutland. So tell me a little bit about the Tony Rutland. Where are you from originally, Coach?
I'm from Hampton, Virginia. I was a military brat, so my dad was stationed at Langley Air Force Base, and we got stationed in Hampton, Virginia. So from that point on, that's when I started playing basketball and other sports. And Coach Johnson from Newport News knows all about the area because we all played against each other. It's pretty much like how Smyrna and Murfreesboro is. You're playing against teams in that district. So You had 4 teams from Hampton and 4 teams pretty much from Newport News area.
So you played against Jay Johnson, we just had on the show.
We didn't play against him. I think he's a lot younger, but he is from the area, and he kind of like knows the history about, me and Alan playing together and everybody, Mike Vick and all that other stuff coming from the area. Being a football player, we had a lot of talent. Aaron Brooks, Mike Vick again, Allen Iverson, who was a quarterback. So rich in talent.
So Allen Iverson played football too.
He was the number 1 player in football and the number 1 player in basketball at the time.
So I know the story, but we want everybody to know. You played in the backcourt with Allen. That was your high school backcourt was Tony Rutland and Allen Iverson. Am I correct about that?
Very correct. It was crazy because, on Facebook, a lot of people are posting articles and stuff like that, and it was an article where he was averaging about 33, and I averaged around 26 in high school. So the same year, and we won the state that year.
Imagine that. The backcourt score averaging 59 points a game. The backcourt averaging 59 points a game.
Yeah, it was tough. It was tough.
So when we talk about college, and I guess he went to Georgetown, you went to Wake Forest.
I did, and I wasn't highly recruited. I kind of rode his coattail because, again, he was the number 1 player in basketball. Him and Felipe Lopez, I believe, were battling for the number 1 spot. And so when college coaches used to come see him, they would be able to see me and all the work that I put in, and I was able to get recruited. Went to a Nike camp. At the time, it was top 100 Nike camp, and, the recruiting history, part came high, and, I was able to get a lot of D1 offers.
So Dave Odom, was he your coach at Wake Forest?
He was, and he made it real clear that I needed to step up my game on the defensive end and not the offensive end. And if I wanted to play, I had to do it.
How has that shaped you as a coach?
Really great, because, I came from just playing a lot of offense, shooting the ball, and then, we're in an all-star game my senior year, and, Coach Odom comes to me and say, you're not going to play at all unless you play defense. And my mindset had to change. Very competitive. I wasn't the highest ranked guy that came in at Wake Forest, but I knew I could outwork everybody, and I made sure that I was able to work and get in the starting lineup, and it happened.
And then I think there was a guy named Tim Duncan that played on that team at Wake Forest.
He was a great teammate. When I first met him, he was eating a gallon of ice cream. He was, trying to gain weight his freshman year. But, when I got there, he was a sophomore, and, just to see how skilled he was, being able to catch the ball, soft touch around the rim. But he was just an amazing teammate. He tells me all the time I made him better just as much as, he made me better.
So you've wound up in Rutherford County, had a couple of coaching stints. I think you were assistant at Stewart's Creek, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then head coach at Laverne, vast amount of success there. Now you're the head coach at Oakland High School. So let's talk a little bit about Oakland Patriot Nation, because that in itself is something, because there's a lot of success. Football program's good, swim team's real good.
Yes.
Baseball's not bad, girls basketball is not bad. So talk about being a part of that Patriot Nation and what you're trying to do with the basketball program.
Well, the tradition is there, so it's not like I have to come in and build a program. I think, when I first got there, the history of basketball was there already. A lot of great talents have come through the Oakland program. So my job was just to come in and just try to build a culture to get the guys. Oakland football is it. Coach Creasy has done a wonderful job of getting the guys to buy in and working hard and winning state championships. And, it's going to take some time, but that's where I want to be. I want to be a guy that, is going to be consistent enough where we can make it to the state championship and give ourselves an opportunity to win a state championship.
So let's talk a little bit about what's happened so far in the recent past, the last couple of weeks. Tell me a little bit about what's been going on with Oakland basketball.
We're getting better. I think the biggest thing is we're still young. we realized that we probably have got about 3.5 guys that had varsity minutes, and 3 of them are seniors. We have Lane Vernon, who is a pitcher, played a lot last year. You have Josh Wiley, who's a point guard, 2 guard, and Yeshaya Cobb. And then you have Malik Sanders, who came from Laverne, who didn't really play a lot of varsity minutes last year, but has the varsity experience, and he's been with us through thick and thin. So everybody else haven't had varsity minutes. So the biggest thing is just changing their mindset on what it takes to win. And I think that's the biggest thing. I've done it before when I was at Laverne my first year. My returning players, they averaged 4 points a game, but we played defense. And right now I'm just trying to change their mindset on playing defense. And when it comes to winning, we have to do what we have to do to win. And that's not just be individual players. We got to win together as a team.
So building on the competitive spirit that you have and building on the defensive philosophy that Coach Odom instilled in you.
Definitely. And you throw in a little bit of, just making sure that you're watching film, scouting, because my job is to give you the blueprint to win. And if I can give you a cheat code or I can give you the answers to the test, all you have to do is just study the answers. You'll be successful. And so that's what I'm trying to prove. The guys nowadays, they don't want to watch film, and they don't know how to watch film. And I'm trying to show them what it takes to be successful.
Creating students of the game.
That's it. That's all you can do nowadays. And I think that's a lost art, really. Nowadays is being a student, the IQ level. They think, they just want to go by ability and athleticism. And, to me, it's still 80% mental.
No, absolutely. So let's talk about what you got coming up. I think you got a game today, Coach. Tell me a little bit about what you got coming up.
Yeah, we have a game today. I think our last 3 games have been against top 10 teams in the state. We played BA yesterday, and we played Beach before them. And today we have Bearden, who's probably number 2 in the state under Bartlett. Very good team, fundamentally sounds. They're going to play their system, play defense. They share the ball. They're going to find their guys who are open, and they knock it down. So fundamentally sound teams, and it's good for us to know where we're at and get to the drawing board afterwards.
So I know your record is not what you want it to be right now, but we're going to relate it to horse racing, okay? Because you're a thoroughbred. I love horse racing. Rattle and Roll. He's a horse that's running today in the Tinsel Stakes at Oaklawn Park. He's won over $3.5 million on the track. So Rattle and Roll, he doesn't always start great, but he's got a huge closing kick. He's a big-time late runner. That's how he wins races. Talk to me about how you're going to get that big late kick, because district is coming up, and that's when you want to be heading down the home stretch.
Yeah, I think the coaches see it. Our saying is a marathon, not a sprint. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. And our guys are showing glimpse of what it takes to be a good team. We might put together 3.5 quarters. One game, it might be 2. One game, it might be, almost 4. But once we start realizing what it takes to win and we start putting 4 good quarters together, I think the record will change. But I'm not worried about that. I want us to really play tough teams, get us the experience, because, again, when you start getting into February, March, all games are going to be tough.
That's right. And so when we talk about Rattle and Roll, that's what he does. He finishes. Yes. He finishes strong. So, Coach, Christmas time, What's the Christmas list? On your Christmas list, what does Oakland basketball need to give you for Christmas?
Just being consistent, and I want our guys just to be consistent. We're teaching them, just be consistent, and I think the record will speak for itself.
I think you're right, Coach Tony Rutland. If you want to see some good basketball, you can go over there today to Riverdale High School. That's where you play Beardnet, or head to the Patriot Gymnasium after the holidays, and you'll see a good product on the floor. Tony Rutland, Oakland High School. We appreciate your time. Wish you the best of luck, and we'll have some ticket on Rattle and Roll today.
Thank you.
The Coaches Show is brought to you by Dan France Concrete, a licensed and insured residential and commercial concrete construction contractor serving Middle Tennessee. That's Dan France Concrete.
rely on the experienced professionals at Prentice Allsup Heating and Air.
If your old unit needs a tune-up, the professionals at Prentice Allsup Heating and Air service all major brands and even offer same-day service in most cases. Keep your home or business comfortable year-round. Call us today at 615-890-1311. Prentice Allsup Heating and Air, your Ring Pro partner heating and cooling contractor on West College Street, just under the Thompson Lane overpass. Online at PrenticeAllsup.com.
Choosing the right insurance can be overwhelming. That's where Rick Hall at Rayburn Insurance comes in. At Rayburn, we're not just about policies, we're about people. Rick Hall will take the time to understand your needs and find the best coverage at the best price. We've been serving our community since 1973. So why not let Rick Hall take the stress out of insurance? Rick Hall at Rayburn Insurance Agency, where you're more than just a policy number. You're our neighbors.
Hey, all you last-minute shoppers out there, this Christmas, give her something that stops your heart and starts it again from J. Mullins Jewelry. Breathtaking diamonds, custom pieces, and even redesign or repair. At J. Mullins Jewelry, we've been making Murfreesboro sparkle since 1938. Now located at 1640 Memorial Boulevard behind McAllister's brand new location. So stop in and see us. J. Mullins Jewelry, let's make this her brightest Christmas ever. New location 1640 Memorial Boulevard.
Craig's Tax Service.
We perform tax preparation, individual tax returns, corporations, partnerships, and all your payroll bookkeeping needs.
Brett Craig with Craig's Tax Service.
Craig's Tax Service is located just off Memorial on Heritage Park Drive. You can contact us at 890-2233.
It makes sense to get help with your taxes. Call 890-2233 for an appointment.
We are proud to support all Rutherford County student athletes.
Craig's Tax Service, 890-2233.
At Dr. Automotive in Smyrna, from oil changes to major engine and transmission repairs, we've got the cure for your car. Let's hear from customers of Dr. Automotive.
He does a good job. He lets you know what's going on and doing it at a good price.
Danny does a lot in our community, so he's very involved and invested.
I recommend family, friends. Danny is spot on because he'll suggest what I need to do, and of course, I've never had an issue.
For quality care you can trust, visit Dr. Automotive in Smyrna. We've got the cure for your car.
It's the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coach's Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's on 1019, 100.5, 1450, wgnssports.com and Big G TV.
The Coach's Show is brought to you by Rick's Barbecue, serving up the best smoked barbecue ribs and many local favorites on Warrior Drive, locally operated by Anne-Marie Brents and the Lanning family. Danny Brewer back with you. Extremely happy right now because I've got Adam Jones on the line, the basketball mastermind at Stewart's Creek High School on the boys' side. Coach Jones, how are you this morning?
Good, Danny. How are you doing? I don't know about basketball mastermind, but I'll take it.
Well, that's what your wife says, I think. So,
Okay,
but anyway, so yeah, but you know, it's a great day. We've got lovely weather out. It's basketball season. We're in the midst of it. So, what I like to do is talk a little bit about you first. Tell the folks who Adam Jones is. Where are you from originally, Coach?
Originally from a little town, well, little-ish, called Silent Springs, Arkansas. So grew up in Arkansas, went to school at the University of Arkansas, and then bounced around a little bit doing the college thing. Was a graduate assistant down at Stetson University, which is in Florida. I then came back here, worked at Lipscomb University for a little bit under Casey Alexander, who now was the head coach at Belmont. And then got into the high school scene and been here ever since. And, you know, met my wife, and now we're probably here for the long haul.
Well, that's great. So, Suey Pig, I didn't know you was an Arkansas boy. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good stuff there.
Unfortunately.
Well,
yeah, we're on to basketball season now. We don't care about.
That's right. Yeah. So, but you know, Arkansas basketball has been pretty good over the years too. I know, you know, years back Eddie Sutton was there, and you know, with when during the Stroll and Nolan Richardson days, there was 40 minutes of Hades and all that kind of stuff. It was Arkansas basketball has been really good. I remember when. Of course, I'm an old guy. I remember like U.S. Reed and the Marvin Delph and the when they had the triplets. You remember that? Sidney Moncrief.
Oh, sure.
That was some really, really good basketball. And then later on with Corliss Williamson and those boys, I mean, they were, it was the real stuff down there in Arkansas.
That's kind of the area I grew up in, was North Richardson area, Corliss Williamson, Scotty Thurman, all those guys. So I just thought we'd always win. It was a piece of cake, but, apparently that's not the case all the time.
Well, I think they're back on the right track now. They've got some players down there, and with Calipari, he'll always have players. That's kind of what he does. Sure. Is he gets players as can he put the piece to the puzzle together. So let's talk about one of the pieces in your puzzle, life at the Creek. You're at Stewart's Creek. This is your second year at the Creek as the head coach. Am I right?
Yes, yeah, my fifth year overall, I think, but second as head coach. Yeah, great place to be. I love it. We've got off to a little bit of a rocky start, but we haven't really had a full healthy team just yet. But we're right there. We're competing with a lot of good teams. We just can't seem to get over the hump and beat some of those teams. But, it's little things that we can fix and hopefully be ready for region and district after Christmas and put it all together and have a healthy squad.
So let's talk a little bit, Coach, about what has happened in the recent past. Talk to me a little bit about the last week or two of what's going on with Stewart's Creek boys basketball.
So we played yesterday, lost to Franklin. Wasn't the best showing for us, 10 a.m. game, but we had an 8 a.m. game earlier this year, so that's no excuse. We just didn't really bring the fire yesterday. But the past week we played Lebanon and Cane Ridge, and we won both those. So that kind of got us on a better track because we needed to win. We won our opening game and then went on a bit of a skid there. But I mean, we were playing good teams: Nolensville, Independence, Wilson Central, Brentwood, Cookville. So. And hung in right there with them. We just can't put 32 minutes together just yet, and if we can, we'll be pretty freaking good. We've won 2 of our last 3, and then we have Innsworth tonight. And then we'll take about 4 or 5 days, give the kids off, and then come back after Christmas.
So I want to talk a little bit about the Lebanon game and one of your kids, and he's been a starter, I think, for a couple of years now, Sean Goggins. I think he really showed out, had 33, I said, against Lebanon. Talk to me a little bit about that kid. And is he a junior this year?
He is a junior, yeah. He's been a starter ever since his freshman year. I mean, basically halfway through his freshman year, he was playing freshman ball, and then we decided that's no more. You're going to start varsity. But he's been a great kid. He's gotten a little bit better every year. Really good scorer. Now we talk to him a lot. I mean, we got to work on some things defensively and rebound stuff like that. But he's kind of our glue right now. Him and London Nelson scoring wise. Now we have got some other really good players that do their role. But Sean, he got hurt the very first game and just kind of came back to. He's probably 90% right now. Probably came back last week against Cane Ridge, fully healthy and kind of played, more of a full role. But he helps us a ton. I mean, having 33 some points, or he's averaging about 20 sitting on the bench and not being able to play really affects us a little bit. But we're happy to have him back. He's a great kid, and looking forward to him having a great district season. Very versatile player, too, because can do it inside and outside, right? Yeah. I mean, he was on fire from 3 against Lebanon. But, he can get downhill. He's we call it kind of an old man game. He's not the quickest guy, but he always seems to get to where he's going. He's a great finisher around the rim, and then, if you play off him a little bit from 3, he'll let it fly, and he's pretty consistent that way. He's got a good body, too, because he's got a little bit of size to him, and that helps when you talk about the old man game, because that's what the old man game is all about, is using your leverage and using your body and to shield the defender and all that stuff. Right. He's got really good footwork. Like I say, he's not really quick, but he kind of gets to where he's going, and then, he'll lull you asleep with some pump fakes, with some pivots, and then he just gets around the rim. And, the best part about him, though, he's an unbelievable kid. He's got a great family, and he shows up every day ready to work, and he wants to improve, I mean, even though he's one of our better scorers, he's not quite satisfied just being that. So he's a great kid to coach, and we're going to continue to get him a little bit better, and hopefully he can get something and go on to the next level. In years past, Stewart's Creek has had some pretty good depth. You've had where you've been able to substitute in masses and not really have a great fall off. What kind of depth you got this year, Coach? We're a little bit less depth this year. Not saying come district or region we might use more depth. But, right now we're just we've got some sickness. We've got, a few kids banged up. So right now the depth isn't the best. But, it's a great way to get more conditioning for the guys that play. But we've kind of switched our style just a little bit this year because of the depth. But like I said, not saying we might use it in district and region. We might throw some kids out there and see what they can do.
So, Coach, let's talk a little bit about what you got coming up. You mentioned something about playing today. Tell me a little bit about what's going to happen over the next couple of weeks for Stewart's Creek boys basketball.
So we got Innsworth tonight at 7 at Riverdale. Then give them about 4 to 5 days off. We'll come back right after Christmas, practice the 26th. And that'll probably be a lovely practice. We'll probably just run, to be honest with you, because we'll probably eat, won't do much over the break. And then we go to Liberty Creek. We play the 27th, the 29th, and the 30th. We're going to have Hendersonville, Wilson Central, and CPA. Then after that, we'll give them a couple more days for New Year's, and then we have Oakland January 6th, and we're ready to roll with region and district after that.
Coach, talk a little bit about the holiday tournaments, if you will, because I know that's what's going on at Riverdale today, and that's what will go on at Liberty Creek for you. Talk a little bit about the importance of that and the approach that you try to maintain going into things like that.
They can be good and bad, to be honest with you, with just the kids. Something, we were all hyped up for Cane Ridge, for Lebanon. These single games and 2 games in a week, there's a little bit more energy, but the Christmas stuff, you do get to play some teams you normally wouldn't. Obviously, you have some options to go out of town. We did not this year. But it's kind of, scouting's a little bit quicker. You might play 2-3 games in 2 or 3 days. It just really boils down to who shows up, who has the energy, and who wants to go get the win. And sometimes that can be a struggle for some kids because it's Christmas, there's no school, and some teams can be a little sluggish, and that's kind of what you fight a little bit in the Christmas deals. But we enjoy them, and it's fun for the kids. And, you want to win them all, but also, these things are learning stuff for, postseason and stuff like that, playing a lot of games in a short amount of time.
Can it be good for you as far as, like you mentioned, building depth and stuff like that? Good for that because you can play a lot of kids?
Yeah, 100%. And then you kind of just have to go out there and figure it out, because like I said, we have shooter out here at 11. We're going to do a little scout for Innsworth tonight, but it's, usually we prolong it a little bit, 2-day scout, stuff like that. So it's quick. The kids got to understand, and they just got to kind of go figure it out and play whenever we get out there, which is kind of how you learn a little bit to build your IQ and get a little better. But it's all, like you said, it's also a time to get some kids in there that might not normally play a lot and give them their chance and see what they can do.
So it's Christmas time. It's holiday season. What does Adam Jones want from Stewart's Creek boys basketball for Christmas? What can they give you for Christmas, Coach? What would you like to see from them?
I just want to see pure effort that we are improving. Because right now, we preach it all the time. We just cannot put 32 minutes together. We have a minute lull here, a minute lull there. And with the teams we're playing, they're good. That puts us behind the 8 ball. Then we kind of come back, and we're right there at the end, and then we have another little lull. But the whole thing we've been preaching is we need to figure out 32 minutes, no matter if shots are falling. We can always, defense is always going to travel. We got to do it. So if they could just give us 32 minutes tonight of competition, and then if we end up losing, who cares? We did all we could do. So, if Santa Claus bring me 32 minutes of good basketball, I'd be very happy with that.
There you go, Coach. Well, that would be a great present, I'm sure. But, I'm fully confident that I know you're doing the right things over there. Those boys are going to learn. They'll get it. The light bulb will come on. That's Adam Jones, head basketball coach at Stewart's Creek. We appreciate your time. We certainly wish you the best luck, Coach. Look forward to talking with you in the new year.
Absolutely. Thank you, Danny. Thanks for having me.
The Coaches Show is brought to you by Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance, TOA, the largest and most comprehensive orthopedic surgery group in Middle Tennessee. Find out more at TOA.com.
In Rutherford County, we need a sheriff who leads from the front, not from behind a desk. That's Kenneth Barrett, out on calls, side by side with deputies, tackling the tough stuff every shift. He's the working man's leader, supervising with sharp eyes, serving with steady hands, keeping our families safe. Born here, raised here, he's ready to protect here.
I'm Kenneth Barrett, running for Rutherford County Sheriff, and I'd appreciate your vote.
Paid for by Kenneth Barrett for Sheriff. Treasurer Jam Stewart.
Parks Auction Company will get you top dollar for your property.
Auctions are easy, fast, and profitable.
You have a staff that comes to your home. They walk you through it. It's been my experience. What I thought I should get for my home, I got much more for it.
Call Parks Auction and Realty or visit parksauction.com.
Parks Auction Company will get you top dollar for your property.
Parks Auction Company, committed to auction excellence.
Sold it to you, 27.5.
You've heard people say, you know your work by your name, but there's no better name for residential and business concrete work than Dan France Concrete. From basic slabs to decorative stamping, for your next concrete project, call Dan France Concrete, 615-642-5152.
This is Dan with Dan France Concrete, wishing all Rutherford County student athletes a great season. Study hard, play harder, and be safe.
Trust me, Dan is committed to the community and will offer you a great product. He'll stand behind his work and make sure you're satisfied with every aspect of the work. Dan France Concrete.
It's the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coach's Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's on 101.9, 100.5, 1450, wgnssports.com and Big G TV.
The Coaches Show is brought to you by Parks Auction Company. Let their team of experienced and professionally trained staff utilize the auction process to sell your property. Find out more at parksauction.com. Danny Brewer back with you on the Coaches Show. Man, I tell you what, I'm thrilled because I got Wendell Ingram, the head basketball coach at Rockville High School, here with us this morning. Coach Ingram, how are you?
Man, I'm going great, guys. First of all, happy holidays to everyone. Thank you guys for everything you do for Rutherford County sports. Great platform. Love it.
Yes, sir. Okay, so I like to introduce, on the first show of the year, I like to introduce people to Wendell Ingram, the Wendell Ingram. Tell us a little bit about Wendell Ingram. Coach, where are you from originally?
West Tennessee. I graduated from Crockett County High School down in Alamo, Tennessee. Ended up supposedly should have went and played basketball in college, but I ended up going to the military. Just one of the decisions that I was scratching my head on, and then I said, hey, man, I made a great decision. Ended up getting out of there, finishing school up and coming up here and running a car dealership in Columbia, Tennessee. And then met some people, networked with some people, and met Mr. Luker at Smyrna Middle School. And he said, hey, man, turn those keys in at the dealership, man, and come over here and do something for the kids. And I ended up coaching at Smyrna Middle for some years, and then I came to Rockville High School. Now I'm in year 5 at Rockville High School now.
Year 5 at high. Man, time flies when you're having fun, don't it, Coach?
Man, it definitely does. I've seen it. The rock and dirt out there at the football fields to now, man, we're playing on turf, and we're making things happen inside the gym now.
Crockett County legend Wendell Ingram. I can say that, can't I, Coach?
I don't know, man. We ain't have a $1 General in a gas station. I think we got a McDonald's now, so we're going into the big leagues now.
There you go. Okay, Coach. So let's talk a little bit about Rockville Nation. You've mentioned you've kind of seen the school develop. Talk a little bit about Rockville Nation and the fan base and the thrill of being at Rockville High School.
Man, just like other schools, man, not only are we playing against our opponent at that game, but man, we're playing to keep our kids at our school. We're behind on a lot of stuff that we should have, but we're getting it now. But it's just taking a little time to get it. I'm glad to be a part of the change. Coach Lyons, Coach Counts, and Coach Deal, and all those guys. Man, we try to make sure that we keep our facilities up to date. And have a place to where our kids can be able to call us up and say, hey, I want to get inside the facility, gym, baseball field, football field, and get some work in to where we can allow those guys to get in there and grow our program. That's what it's about. I mean, I could sit in a room and watch film on teams every day, but if I'm not doing anything to keep my kids there at the school, then I'm doing a disservice for the community.
Well, but it is a nice campus, and it's a nice school too, and everything. So I think you're doing a great job over there. Let's talk a little bit about what happened the last couple weeks. Tell me a little bit about what's been going on with Rockville boys basketball the last few weeks.
We played our first home basketball game on December the 8th. We played on the road against some tough talent. Every team we played on the road either played in the state championship last year or they played in the years past. We opened up at Independence. We went to Tullahoma. We played McCallie, Innsworth, Lipscomb, and I'm missing somebody. But all of those teams, your Lipscombs and Innsworth, they've played on the main stage. McCallie, great football program, basketball program. Tullahoma lost in the state championship last year. Independence was state champion the year before. I wanted to play those teams. We played Oak Ridge as well. And to get ready for this district that's really good, this region that's really good. And, the kids knew it, but they didn't care about the names on the jersey. They was like, hey, I'm about to go out here and let you know that, hey, we're good too. And we got some stuff. We learned about some players, and we got something to grow on here going through the holidays.
So, Coach, I want to talk about something that I think happened this week, maybe double-digit scores. I think you had 2 different games where you had 3 kids in double digits in the same game. And in those 2 games, I think all 6 of them were different players. Am I right about that?
We if you're gonna scout us about who's the leading scorer, then you're wasting your expo marker. Because we got guys that can step up any given night and lead us in scoring. One of the guys I definitely want to highlight is our freshman who starts, Arden Lewis. He scored 27 one game, 19 one game, 16, 15, 14 as a freshman. And then you got guys like Elijah France, Caleb Lewis, who's our seniors, that's definitely doing some great things. Caleb Lewis had a monster game, one game, 15 points, 12 rebounds. And then you look at our juniors. You got Dallas Paldo, football player as well. Kaysen, great kid. We're doing some things, and you just never know what to expect from us. We got a sophomore, Brennan Wallace, who came in the other night. First game ever wearing a varsity uniform ever, and he scores 14 points.
Wow.
So we like to call it that we got a factory over there at Rockville, man, to where we got guys in production, and before we put them out there, that product out there on the floor, we want to make sure they're ready.
Well, one of the strengths of the Wendell Ingram programs that I've noticed over the last few years is you play a lot of kids, and you're right. You can't know who's going to be the leading scorer. Is that something that you've just? I mean, obviously you got to have the kids to do it, but is that just part of your whole mindset? Is let's get as many kids on the floor as we can?
Man, you have to, because most games are one injury away. Or we don't have any of these issues, but man, with this cell phone policy now in Rutherford County schools, we have kids who get in trouble with cell phones. They could come up to me and say, hey, he can't play tonight. So we have to make sure that someone's ready to go. Man, like someone get in foul trouble. And I feel like we're a conditioned team, and we play fast. You got to be able to look and say, hey, next man up. If we had a sign seating on the bench, the last man still would be able to come into a game probably. It's just a different environment that we're trying to bring to the courts, to where tell your parents come to the game night, because more than likely you're gonna play. Some people don't come to a game because they think their child not gonna play because they're a freshman or a sophomore or a junior. My sophomore, he went and told his dad. He said, hey Dad, I think I'm dressing tonight. And the dad said he didn't tell his wife to come to the game because he didn't think his child was going to play, and his child ended up playing 17 minutes, scored 14 points. So.
Wow. But, I know playing fast is your style. You like to play fast. Do you have any problem with your kids buying into that, hey, there's no guarantees as far as your playing time, your playing spot? Do your kids, do you think that makes them better, or do you have any problem getting them to adopt to that mindset?
No, so we got a few inside jokes on a lot of stuff. I tell them, man, it's cool to play fast, but I'm gonna tell you, if a team ever slows us down, we're in trouble, because I feel like we've just been so used to playing fast to where we make a lot of mental mistakes. Man, it's just they don't know when to flip the switch to say, let's slow it down right now. And we lost the game to Innsworth by 3, to where we should have slowed it down. We lost to Lipscomb by 7, to where we probably could have slowed it down. But we'll watch film a little bit, and they'll say, well, Coach, man, we probably should have slowed it down. And I'm like, man, that's what I was screaming. I keep cough drops in my pocket because I'm hoarse by the end of the night, because I'm screaming, slow it down. A lot of our teachers who come to the game, they're like, I enjoy it. I don't even go and get popcorn because I'm scared I'm gonna miss something. You know, we're down. I mean, we had 45 points at the halftime the other night, and we ended up scoring 102 by the end of the game.
Wow.
So that we just want people to know we're going to speed you up, even if we slow it down on offense, but we're going to speed you up when we're on defense.
Is it hard for your kids to understand the definition of a good shot? Some kids think it's a good shot because I'm taking it.
Hey, you can tell them, but their favorite player that's in the NBA right now tells them otherwise. So you got to be able to tell them, well, they're getting paid millions to take that shot. You guys are getting free lunch at school to not take that shot. So it's one of those deals where, you know, they're popping champagnes, but you're drinking Purity milk. So, you know, it's cool to watch your guy, but I tell them, say, instead of watching the highlights of those NBA and college games, won't you watch and see what built up to them taking that shot? And we got some guys who we're wanting to take shots and they won't take them. And, you know, that's a good thing, but it's also a bad thing as well.
Well, because, right, you know, years ago I interviewed Denny Crum, head basketball coach at Louisville, had lots and lots of success.
Good.
One of his foundations, of course, he's a John Wooden disciple, and we know John Wooden, greatest basketball coach college has ever seen.
Right.
The key, he said, is Coach Wooden always wanted us to have a better shooting percentage. We wanted to take better shots than our opponent. If we took better shots than our opponent, then we're going to win.
Exactly. And that's my philosophy as well. But, you know, we have to prepare ourselves because when we play a team like Blackman in the region or when we play them in our regular schedule, they're going to expose you and they're going to make you make smart decisions. And, you know, we play a lot of young guys to make those decisions and things like that to where we can, you know, hopefully come out as the victor and not defeated. So we have to see how that goes.
So tell me a little bit about what you got coming up, Coach.
So we're going to be at the Iverson Classic at Oakland High School on the 26th and 27th. We play 2 teams from Alabama. And then we're going to go to the Hoop Fest at Page High School to where we're going to play Lawson. And if we win that game, we'll match up against Knox Catholic. So
exciting.
Our schedule doesn't get easy. And then after that, we start district play at home against Siegel on January 9th, which is going to be a great, great game.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So Christmas time, what do you want? What does Wendell Ingram want from Rockville Rockets for Christmas? What can your basketball team give you?
Man, just eat good food, rest, watch basketball, get in the gym, shoot, and I promise you, when we stick to those type of things, I think we can put some type of hardware up in the stands to win and celebrate.
Oh, I think no doubt about it. If you want to see some entertaining basketball, you go watch a Wendell Ingram coach team because I guarantee you're going to be entertained.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The Coaches Show is brought to you by Ideas Tees, who will be happy to help you fulfill all of your imprinted apparel, embroidery, and advertising specialty needs. Find out more at ideastees.com.